I'm joined on the show this morning by President of the Senate, NANS headquarters, Comrade Akintaye Babatunde Afeez, as we look at the issue of degree mills and, the big story from one of our colleagues who's opening up the terrible developments within the education sector. But we have a caller from Enugu. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please go ahead with your contribution. What's your name, please?
My name is Albert, calling from Enugu.
All right, Albert, please go ahead with the contribution.
Please, this investigative journalist should give more information about the guy that did that certificate for him, because he must have given money to him either by paper or by cash. That person should be brought to table. Let him give names of those he has done such certificate for. Okay? Government shouldn't ban those foreign schools. They should go deep and get more information from that agent that did that certificate for him. That's what I have to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, Albert, for your contribution. I saw one of his interviews, and he mentioned that some of the security agencies have reached out to him, and he is willing to speak to them. After all, that's why he did the report in the first place. And we must give a lot of kudos to the young man who's been able to take the bull by the horn and, tell that story. Because it's not a new story. We've told it before, but, it seems government wasn't listening. Hopefully, we see the end to this matter. But let's talk about, the perception of NANS as a body for students vis-a-vis what we saw play out during the convention last year. The perception is that if for an elective convention, there are fightings, shootings, the use of thugs, you begin to wonder what kind of a future we have, politically for Nigeria, because the hope would be, the younger people are paying attention to the rot in the system and they would like to do things differently. What do you think happened?
The country, or let me say, NANS as a body, many people still think NANS is an organization without constitution. They still think it is the NANS of that era. But thank God for our brother, the SSA to the president, Congressman Diashe, for doing his administration. He gave us a working document. And everybody abide by that document, which is the constitution of NANS. So everything you see playing out during the election is because you see many of us are not Democrats. We just want to, we imbibe this habit of, we just want it by force. If it is not coming my way, then it's not going to happen. So that is what you see that play out at the convention ground. This person does not want to accept this person, but there are laws and constitutional laws that we are meant to follow. And if we are not following it, we have the security agencies that are meant to do or to maintain orderliness. You see, most of the gunshots, people just say gunshot. Most of the gunshots are by the security agencies, dispersing those that want to fight themselves, at least to maintain peace and orderliness.
Are you saying that students were not killed? And
no, students were not killed.
The reports of people maimed and still being in the hospital, that's not true.
No, we have people that are wounded. Some of them are not even gunshots.
All right, hold that thought. Prince has called in from Kaduna. Good morning, Prince.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, please go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, good morning, Nifemi and the Senate President of NANS. The subject that is brought is a very touching subject. And all of us should be so, we should be ready to face the challenge that is on hand. We thank God for the guy that went and pulled the curtain out of this kind of matter. And the problem is it ought to have been known even by NANS themselves. If they know and they refuse to bring it out, then we should not blame the federal government. We should go ahead and stop this matter first before we know the next thing to do. The next thing to do is to you sieve the chaff from the seed. And whatever time is going to take, I'm so sorry, but we must be able to safeguard the integrity of this country. We must, if within 6 weeks a degree can be brought out, then definitely we must be able to face the situation. The NANS that is now talking, where were they when all these things were, and their friends are the ones that are going and bringing this thing, they themselves know. So definitely let us give the federal government the room to sanitize that place, and those that are innocent will not be punished, I'm sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prince, for your contribution from Kaduna. All right, so, you know, the narrative, there are allegations about, you mentioned an SSA. Some would say, I have read some stories where they said the SSA was interested in installing a candidate who graduated from school 20 years ago. Some would say there are candidates who were choice candidates of some people who are in government. How much of influence, you know, does the party and the government in power
Let me tell you
one
reality
on the association?
Let me tell you one reality. Everybody that contested that election will go out and seek support, financially, morally, backings. So if you are fortunate to get support that can give you the funds, everything that can help you get there, you can get that support and still lose the election. The one fact is that nobody is coming to that ground as senators or anybody you want to get your support from. Those that are going to vote are SUG presidents. All you need to do is get your
SUG presidents from across
the security in the country, no matter the support you have gotten. For instance, you are campaigning around, you are going around, you have people that are friends, either they are in government or they are in opposition, you go to them. There is none of us that did not go and seek support financially, because the financial burden to contest NAS, as a NAS ESCO now, we don't get dues, we don't get any fund from anywhere, and we are contesting. You need money to move around, you need support. So if, for instance, I want support from you, this person wants support from you, and luckily you believe in me and you give me your support, it doesn't mean you are going on ground to determine what is going to happen on the election day.
Let's take Mukhtar's call from Kano. Good morning, Mukhtar.
Yeah, good morning.
Please go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, how are you? Good morning, Mr. Nefemi. How are you?
Terrific, I'm good.
Hello?
I can hear you clearly. Please go ahead.
Hello, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Mr. Mukhtar. Go ahead with the contribution.
Yeah, let me just make some few contributions to what you are discussing. Because in the first place, yes, our educational policies are rotten. We need to review our educational policies in Nigeria. Because our educational policies are rotten. We have to review it. And it has to go through the Federal Executive Council, you know, to thrash and critically analyze the situation of Nigeria as far as universities education is concerned. You see, it's not the responsibility of the Ministry of Education alone. It is the responsibility of all Nigerians. And it has to go to the Federal Executive Council so that they discuss it. And you have to appoint somebody that knows education from the scratch, not a journalist holding the position of a Minister of Education. It has to be an educational person that is controlling the Ministry of Education, because the university education has now become a business. Everywhere you see, people are opening universities of their own, and they are there to make money. They are not only there to impart knowledge, but to make money. So it is always the case. And I'm sorry, if this continues, the educational standard of Nigeria will continue to be falling. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mukhtar, for your contribution. I really appreciate it. So help me understand the economy of this NANS election. How big is it? Because when you say you're seeking support, how many people formulate the electorate? How many of those people actually vote?
We have, last election, we have 337 accredited institutions.
337. So that means SUD presidents from all those.
Yes. So we have 6 zones. Okay. The Northwest, the Northeast, the North Central, Southwest, South, and Southeast. So SUG president from all those zones will converge as the convention ground for election. So you are contesting, you need to know how you bring them down.
And then you also settle them and give them money.
You want some president to come and you want someone to come and vote for you from your school, especially this time that the fuel is about 600, 580. You have to give them fueling. If you did not give, somebody else give. They won't even, most of them will not care about who you are. So you have to. And doing that, you have to seek support. It is not out of point to seek support. But when people are coming to use the excuse of gap, somebody gets support from here, somebody got support from here. Where did you get your own support from? How did you spend? How did you get about 150 million you spent on the election?
People spend that much?
So
wait.
It's not. If you should, from the day you started campaigning,
yes,
to the day of election, you obviously.
Why is it
you have
so?
to travel around 36 states.
Why is it so competitive? What's there? Does government pay you guys?
No.
So
nobody pays us.
Why do people spend hundreds of millions to win election?
To be a NAS president is not a small position. NAS president, NAS Senate president, the prestige that come with it, the respect and the type of caliber of people you have opportunity to meet, it can expose you to life even after the office if you can use the office very well.
Wow.
So those are reasons why you see people want to get there, go around. So the issue of somebody supporting you, this person supporting you, is not even what. When you see people talking about that, bring SUJ president to count. Let them vote. We have SUJ president.
Peter has called in from Akure. Good morning, Peter. Hello, Peter. Can you please turn down the volume of your TV set and let's have this conversation? Are you there, Peter?
Yeah, I'm there.
All right. Go ahead, please, with your contribution.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. All right, we have to get back to Peter. So there's also the interest, the political interest in who emerges. I'm wondering what the concerns are here, because some would say, is it that whoever has the NANS leadership has the control of students during election? Or is it the claim to, manpower that can be used to win election? What are the political interest in this regard? Because there are talks about how some politicians, even nominate who emerges and sponsor them to certain positions.
You see, politicians nominating who emerges or sponsoring. I can't say against sponsoring people, but politicians don't determine who will win election in us.
But by inference, they do, because you are saying that money plays a significant role, and they have the money. So whoever has most money is more likely to emerge.
You can have the biggest money in NAS convention and you lose. The first time I contested election in NAS as JCC Ondo, I spent about 500,000, and the person that won that election spent about 50,000. So the SOG president, if you have the integrity and they believe in you, if you like, bring this money, bring that, the president, NAS has his ideology. It's not really about the money or the money. No, there's an ideology in us. But you see, politicians, yes, to some extent, the voice of a NAS president or NAS leadership speak volumes. So it is normal for politicians to say, okay, I want this person to be in our good book. I want this person. But supporting them to win election does not even mean they will be in your good book.
Alan has called in from Delta. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning. How are you? I love your show every time.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. What concerns me, I'll be listening, is the amount spent to get election in that NANS. Just imagine, it's even like just the election we do in Nigeria here. Why is it so costly to get elected to that position? That is what concerns me. And they should review it. At that level, if that money is spent in elections to be a president of NANS, I think it's not encouraging. Thank you.
Well, I'm concerned too, I mean, he talked about hundreds of millions. I'm wondering, really. And government doesn't pay you, but you're talking about the impact and the influence that these positions offer. But there are other factions. What are you doing? They seem to also lay claim to what actually happened. How come NANS became factionalized?
You see, there is no faction in NAS. We just have some people imposting as NAS officials. And in due course, the law will take its course. You see, there are ways we do our issues in this organization. But this time around, we have decided to do things as an intellect. You understand? So, in the matter of days and time, I'm sure everybody will hear what is going on. The election was held in Abuja. The convention ground was at Old Parade Ground, and we converged there at Old Parade Ground. So if you have not even been getting accredited, you've not done accreditation, you are supposed to come for accreditation, and you realize accreditation was going on at the Old Parade Ground, where the security operatives were there, everybody was there, and flew.
So nothing happened at the ICC?
Everything that has happened in the aftermath at the ICC, the security operative called everybody and said, now they are taking charge. If you know you have here to cause trouble, stay back. Only SUG president should come to that ground. And they were there. Only SUG president went there for, even me as an aspirant, I was not allowed to come close to that ground until accreditation was done. It was when accreditation was done, they called all aspirants to come. By the time we are already doing this accreditation, before we aspirants even get there, we already see some people there at the hotel saying they are this, they are that. But it's not a problem.
So they held another convention?
There was no convention, just announcement that this, they are this, they are that.
Tijani has called in from Kaduna. Good morning, Tijani.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm terrific.
I want to make my contribution on what you are discussing, please.
Please go ahead.
My contribution is that I want to marry what my colleague has said already. I agree with the fake certificate, please. However, he has made a good suggestion, and you didn't listen to him attentively. He said there is need to open more doors for investigation. More doors for investigation, you invite A, B, C, D into it, including the Minister of Education. Not the Minister of Education alone to go ahead for investigation and take decision. Like what he has said, one, DSS has to be invited. Student union has to be invited. Even a member or a committee chairman from the Senate in charge of education has to be invited. Also, a committee chairman or member of the education committee, a reps has to be invited. And other relevant quarters. Then go ahead with all this investigation from these 18 universities so that no one should be left out. The union should know and see in black and white how you are undertaking or processing this investigation, leading to the proof and authentic stand, confirming the fake education in these 18 universities. But if you allowed one organization or agency to go ahead for this investigation, he has made a very good suggestion that you invite the relevant quarters to be attached and make a very good team and swing off for investigation.
All right.
That is just my contribution, please.
Thank you, Tijani, for your contribution.
Yeah.
Made a lot of sense. So in your election now, it is winner takes all. You are not extending olive branch to the other factions.
No, we do that now.
You know, because you mentioned now that you want to address it intellectually. You want to do it by law. You know, you guys are politicians already with the number of money, with the amount of money you spend on elections. Do you do like other politicians say, you know what, you guys lost out. Let us work together.
You see, two administration before now, after the election, things like this happened. And those that really won the election, they will reach out, they will call, they will invite you and discuss. When the situation whereby you've done those things and you say it's not getting results, you just need to do the right thing. So during the process, if there's room for discussion, it will happen. And if there's no room for discussion, things should go the way it's supposed to be. Election has been done. And as a Democrat, if you don't win the election, you congratulate the winner and you go and learn. You can win again next time.
All right.
It's not about it's not winning always. We win some, we lose some. That's just it.
Eze has called in from Abuja, right?
Please let him pick my call.
I have picked your call, Eze. If you listen to me and also make your contribution. Go ahead with your contribution, please.
Hello, my name is Frank Eze. I'm calling from Abuja.
All right.
Yes, yes. My name is Frank Eze. I'm calling from Abuja.
Go ahead with your contribution.
I just want to contribute to the discussion on going. I want to start from the man that is sitting close to you there. Is he a student? Let us start from there. Is he a student?
Yes.
If he is a student, I suggest that we look into whether he's a student, because it doesn't sound to me like a student. You say he's contesting NANS leadership because of the prestige, because of where it will expose him to, not because of the interest of students. That doesn't sound to me like a student. You understand? Because one thing I've observed is that most of the problems of NANS is that non-students have infiltrated that organization. So if a student that I'm looking at now.
When you say he doesn't sound like a student, Eze, educate me. What do you mean?
Not to project the students, then we have a problem. These are the kind of people that emerge leaders tomorrow. If a student that I'm looking at today have millions to contest the election,
okay,
it doesn't sound.
All right, Eze. I doubt if you can hear me, but you know, straight.
I think it got that right.
Straight
it got
up.
that wrong.
Yes.
Because the question was that, why do you think people are really eager to contest to do this? There is nobody that will be in NANS office that will not prioritize the interest of the students. In this year alone, this is the second interview I will be coming for over this student issue. We happen to be one of the first person that relate to the president of NANS in Benin. But situation, you ask questions that, why do you think? And I said there are some things that come with the office, apart from you just running around for the student alone. If you should go to any school now, they accord you the respect of the NANS Senate President, NANS President. Those are things that comes with the office. So I think you just get that right.
Eze asked you with the direct question, whether or not you're a student. I think I asked that earlier, and you answered in affirmative. Do you want to take up the challenge, tell him, you know, the course you're taking?
I'm a student of Federal College of Agriculture, Akure, Computer Science. You can put there for his.
You're an undergraduate.
Yes.
What level are you now?
ND2.
ND2.
That is even my second degree.
Oh, that's your second degree. Yes. Interesting. You know, some have said that because of how juicy, you know, the NANS platform is, that people keep going back to school to perpetrate themselves in office.
If it is juicy as you think, at least you after now you are supposed to have NANS president and have different houses and millions like that. It's not that juicy as you think. Nobody pays you as a NANS president or NANS executive. Nobody pays you. Nobody give you money, and you have to, and they expect you. There are some times that we even use our own hard money to mobilize students for protest. Genuine protest, you will hardly see students, but you have to go and you have to do that struggle because you believe it is the genuine struggle to fight.
So, you know, we've added, you know, the NANS conversation to the issue of degree meals. But what is NANS' message to Nigerian students who are in Togo and Benin, who are also following this?
For now, even after this discussion, I'm still having a meeting with the president of Benin and the president of Togo, the SSS with the president too. And our advice to them is to remain calm as we push forward. I mean, the legitimate students that are in Togo and Benin, they should remain calm. There's nothing we can do. And the best we can do is to pursue through the Ministry of Education and to tell them, if it is for them to tell us how long this investigation will take, or for them to release the ban and do their investigation, any of the two, we just need them to know that they are innocent students, that this issue is being affected.
Let's take one more call. Comrade Sonny has called in from Abuja. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Yes, please go ahead with your contribution.
Hello.
Go ahead with your contribution. You have to turn down the volume of your TV. All right, I think we lost that call. So when you're calling in, once we pick your call, you have to mute your TV set, and that way we can continue the conversation on phone. If your TV is still on, there's no way we can have a conversation. We're wrapping up now. It's important that we also speak to, you know, the stakeholders, particularly those who consider themselves, stakeholders within the education sector. What do you expect from them at this time? We've seen the Minister of Education react, the NUC, there's the NYSC, there's a Federal Minister of Education. What are your expectations, as an organization from the stakeholders?
Our expectation for them on this issue is to, first of all, make sure that the integrity of certificates coming from Benin returns. So there should be integrity. So the process needs to be, they need to investigate truly, and they need to come together to do this. To make sure that people will not just wake up one day, go to Benin, get certificate in 6 weeks. All those processes, everything like that should stop. And they need to come together to do that. And in the process of doing that, they should also please consider the innocent students that these issues might be affecting. We can withstand pressure differently. The way I can withstand pressure is from the way some students, they can withstand pressure. Before you start getting that some students are harming themselves because of this issue. So we want them to come together, see this issue as a top one, as priority, and waiting between the shortest period of time to resolve it entirely. And so if it is that they don't want students to go to Benin or Togo again after the investigation, they should say it loud and clear and know how they are going to help those that are there currently that are pursuing their case legitimately. That is our own issue.
In addition to the suspension of evaluation and accreditation of degree certificates from Benin, Togo, the federal government has banned 18 foreign universities operating in Nigeria, describing them as degree mills. I think it's about time that Nigerian students also begin to pay attention to this kind of information and how authentic those institutions are. Because you mentioned during this conversation about schools that are not even accredited, but who are giving students admission and what have you. Comrade Akinteye Babatunde Afiz is president of the Senate NANS headquarters. Thank you so much for talking to us, and we wish you all the best in the new year. That's our show today, everyone. Thanks for being a part of it. We're back tomorrow with another exciting episode, but the conversation continues on X, formerly Twitter. If you use the hashtag this morning, remember to tag at TVC News NG and at Nifebi Oguntoye. I'll see you again.